New draw. Glenn? Glenn? Matt? What? Oh, they're featured weapons too. Oh my God, they gave Glenn Provoke. It's physical ice damage, provoke, and increases command gauge. Mat exclusive weapon that reduces ice resist and lightning resist. And they're featured weapons, they're not limited. All right, well, we'll jump into the banner first. All right, new feature draw. Let's take a look at Glenn from the aesthetics point of view first and foremost. Yeah, it just looks like a recolor of a different outfit he already has. The belts are cool, yeah. I mean, it looks all right. Needs to clean his shoes. I mean, come on, dude. You got that arch support, but you don't have a Clorox wipe? Like, come on. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. He's got the dad mowing shoes. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. The weapon itself is kind of generic looking too, IMO. I mean, it's cool. I like the runes in there, or like the engraved bit. That looks cool. But otherwise, it just looks like an axe. Which, like, cool. It doesn't look bad. It looks good. I like that. That must be a materia slot there, right? And then I'm guessing this is a materia slot up here as well. So that's kind of rad. Yeah, both those are the materia slots. That's cool. Yeah, it looks all right. Looks all right. All right, let's start with the Blade of Ruin. Oh, this is gonna be 940. Yep. Yep. Say hello to the new highest ice physical damage weapon in the game immediately too. That's stronger than Cloud's. No other physical ice damage comes close. The only other ice damage weapon that comes there that is in its range is Yuffie's Little Red Wreath, which is actually stronger than this one. This one has more defensive capabilities. So yeah, 940%, very, very good. Provoke, very, very good. Increase command gauge, it's all right. Like, it's good when you need it. It's useless when you don't, right? It's not a point against it. It's just, you know, would I rather have increased command gauge 20% or increased damage 20%, right? Like, the answer is damage, right? But this is still 40% stronger than Cloud's limited weapon. So if you didn't have Cloud's limited weapon, this is a great physical ice weapon. And since it's in the featured pools now, you can just pull for this. Boost 62 physical attack, obviously very good. 39 ice potency, also very good. Nice to see that Glenn is self-sufficient as well. So when this is OB10, he's maxed out his boost physical attack on his own. So that way he can put in his offhand other supporting weapons, whether that's something that he is supporting for himself or supporting for his teammates, whatever you prefer. With a provoke, I would imagine he's gonna run some like supporty offhand weapons, maybe like a heal, a team-wide buff. He's got a couple of team-wide buffs with magic defense and physical defense buffs. Lots of options there. Lots of weird options for Glenn. Glenn's kit's a little strange, and we'll get into that when we talk about the wish list. But in terms of this weapon itself though, this is great. This is Glenn's third damage weapon. He's got a water damage weapon that's really strong. Now he's got an ice damage weapon that's really strong, and he's got a decent non-elemental weapon that's really strong and ultimatic. So he's kind of an everything guy right now. He's kind of a jack of all trades. And in every single damage weapon doesn't quite do as much as other damage weapons of the same type. And they all have like a secondary effect, except for the water one, which is just a water attack. But the non-elemental weapon and this ice weapon now both have secondary effects that are not damage related, right? So yeah, other than like the comments of like, is this the highest damage? It could be, no, but it's still really strong. Like that, I'm just, you know, stating the obvious, right? Good weapon, really good weapon. Nice to have provoke on somebody that's not Angeal, which is good to see. So we are gonna see that extended to other characters. And Glenn has some good supporting weapons to be able to utilize the provoke really well. So, like I mentioned before with command gauge increase, thank y'all for the hype train again, I appreciate it. For the levels that it's useful, it's going to be great. For the levels that it's not useful, it's going to be useless, but that's okay. Well, not useless. It's going to be used once, right? You'll use this and it'll boost your command gauge up 20%, and that's going to get you almost to the max faster than anybody else can get in the game, right? Because of this extra boost. So it's not useless, but like, how much more damage does that actually equate to? Probably not a lot, right? Probably not a lot. The bump is from 35 to 50%, but so it's an extra 15% damage. You know, it's still good, but it's an extra 15% damage for that one attack, right? So in the grand scheme of things, throughout the entire fight, how much is it adding? Not a ton, right? Not a ton, but it's still useful in that circumstance where it gives you a little bit more damage. I've got nothing bad to say about it. Honestly, it's good. And I'm glad this is a featured weapon. So the training Garb of Ruin, we get Beads of Protection, which give 10% physical and magic defense and 10% HP. This is good. With the Frostblade Arcanum. Great. This is great. This is great. Defensive options here, which match really well with the provoke that his weapon provides. For any Arcanum is good, period. No matter what. 35% extra damage is always good. This is a great outfit. This is a great outfit. If you do not have an Ice Arcanum, this is an excellent one to pull on. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Is it as good as Yuffie's was in October? No, right? But we weren't in a position after the anniversary to be able to pull on one of Yuffie's banners, or on Yuffie's banner specifically. So if you've been saving up and you've been waiting for a really good ice outfit, welcome to your good ice outfit. This is a great ice outfit. This is a great ice weapon. Again, is it as strong as like some of the other damage weapons in the game? Not quite. It's about 20% weaker most of the time, right? That said, still very, very good. Easily the strongest physical ice weapon in the game. That's not limited, right? Because so if you didn't get Cloud's limited weapon, you're not even, like, none of the other physical weapons even come close to this damage. So very, very strong, very, very good. No issues here. It's a great sub weapon for physical ice damage dealers as well. So like Ice Cloud as an example is gonna love this weapon as an offhand weapon. Great to wish list going forward. Just solid all around. Not mad at that at all. Let's take a look at Matt's Nautilus Spiral. All right, so Nautilus Spiral is a boost, heal, buff, debuff extension weapon. 3 ATB, Diamond Sigil Break is great. With ice and lightning resist, this weapon is fantastic. This weapon is fantastic. Absolutely no issues with this one. This one's absolutely great. This is a great supporting weapon for Cloud because of Cloud's lightning and ice damage. It's a great supporting weapon for Tifa, who also has really good ice and lightning damage, and a cure-all. Wow. Yeah, no, this is great. This is great. No notes on this one. This is just a really good support weapon. Really, 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 really good. Ice and lightning. How many times have we seen ice and lightning combined outside of Aerith? I think this is the only time, right? We've got fire and ice. We've got ice alone. This is the first time ice and lightning have been combined together. So yeah, those, outside of the Shiva and Ramu items, right? The free-to-play ones, right? The ones you can get from the summon fights. Those ones can pierce both. But yeah, 3 ATB, Diamond Sigil Break. Both of these are great. Yeah, no notes, man. Great, great, super good, super, super good. This is another one of those banners that it's a need basis. If you don't have an Ice Arcanum, this is absolutely fantastic. But anyway, yeah, so this is gonna come down to a need thing again. If you don't have an Ice Blade Arcanum, this is a great banner to pull on. Again, it's mostly just having one. So as long as you have Ice Arcanums, you don't need to pull on this because the weapons are gonna be in the pool going forward. And 940% is a high enough number that you don't need the Arcanum to do a lot of damage with Glenn here. So if you don't have, like, say, Ice Cloud, right? And the next highest physical ice damage weapon is Zack's Pressure Ridge, if I'm right. I think no, it'd be Yuffie and Tifa's weapons that do 800%, right? Those two weapons do 800%. This weapon does 940. It's 140% more damage. In terms of the wish list, you're gonna be looking at Glenn-specific weapons to help support his new ice damage weapon. This is where it comes into play, where I tell you that a lot of Glenn's weapons are kind of all over the place, right? Like this one gets attack and ice resistance. This one gets attack and lightning potency. This one gets physical defense and ice resist. This one gets attack and wind resistance. This one gets heal and crit potency, which is really odd. Crew Kicker's HP and fire potency. This one's HP and water potency. Both of those are fine. You don't need physical attack because this one maxes out. So there is one weapon and one weapon only that you want to pull for with Blade of Ruin, and it is Ultimatic. Ultimatic. It is not only the best weapon for Glen to hold in his offhand here because it gives him boost attack and boost physical ability potency, both of which he wants. Also gives him a circle sigil break, which is great. And this is a generically good physical attack sub weapon to have for your physical characters. So this is clearly the first and away the weapon that you want on here first and foremost before any other options, period. In terms of the ice potency weapons, there is not a ton for physical focused characters that do not have physical attack as an R ability, right? Very, very few. One in particular is Zack's Defender. Zack's Defender has a 604 physical attack stat, which is great. Heal potency is not good, but 52 ice potency is very good, right? 52 ice potency is very good. So although the R ability of heal is not necessarily something that you're looking for, 52 points of ice potency is, and it is physical focused in the backhand. You look at somebody like Aerith, who also has a magic focused weapon, right? But it is attack and ice potency. I would look closer to Cloud. Cloud's enhanced sword does a bigger 540 attack stat. You can brand this to get this up even higher instead of the 477 silver staff. Attack and ice potency again. Truth be told, whichever one of those two you have higher is just fine, right? Doesn't matter which. Obviously, one's going to have more attack than the other. This is the preferred. They both do the same thing for the R abilities, right? So as long as you're getting the R abilities, that's really what you're looking for. So either one of those, if you don't have one of them in OB10, you can go that route. Past that, I would actually dip on ice potency specifically and go into physical ability potency and start looking down this route instead, because there's a lot more flexibility here, right? So if you look at someone like Sid, Sid has HP and boost physical ability potency with the Flayer weapon. Angeal has physical defense and physical ability potency. There's also a physical attack one, which we're not going to talk about, obviously. Vincent also has a physical attack and physical ability potency. Not what you're looking for. You're looking for something that has attack. Big things that I like. Mad Minute is one. Gives boost HP 31 and physical ability potency 26. Or 52 rather, which is excellent. You can also look at Barrett, who has enemy launcher with his boost attack 31 and boost physical ability potency 52. Both of those very, very strong. Both of those will help you max out your physical ability potency in the backhand. And that's pretty much it, y'all. It's not too much more complex than that. If you're looking for a boost HP weapon that does physical ability potency, you likely already have the Cyan Blade from the event, from the Final Fantasy VI event that we got for free. So you don't have to worry about wishlisting one. If you did want to wishlist one, you could either wishlist Zack's Twinkling Star, which does the same exact thing, but with a little bit higher stats, or the aforementioned Flayer from Sid, which also does the exact same thing with a little bit higher stats, right? So completely up to you. You probably already have a free-to-play option there. You don't have to think about too much, which means the rest of the wish list is pretty open to do whatever you'd like. If you want to pull for some mat weapons to help support the mat builds, you can look at things like his healing weapons. You can look at things like his area of effect buff weapons, anything you'd like to help buff up Matt's specific DPS, healing ability, supporting abilities, right? You can look at the Syringe Rapier, which does a full team-wide magic defense and physical defense buff. Very, very good, obviously, with defensive R abilities as well. You could also look at Centipede, which is an AoE heal that also does physical defense increase. You could also look at Prime Number, which is a huge area of effect heal. You can look at Core Defender, which is a huge area of effect magic defense buff, but with a super high magic attack stat and an offensive R ability as well, if you wanted to go that route. Lots of really good options here. You could also look at Matt's Broadsword Axis, which gives physical attack potency, or physical attack and lightning potency, which would match really, really well with his weapon that's on this banner that lowers lightning resist. So he'd be able to get some extra firepower with this lightning potency as well. So lots of really great options here. But Wishlist is super flexible for this banner, honestly. And much like I've said before, when it comes to pulling on featured banners, when it comes to pulling on any of these featured banners, you're always looking at the outfit, specifically the outfit. And if you're looking at the outfit and you're thinking, you know what, I don't really need an Ice Arcanum, that's absolutely fine. You just skip this entirely. You skip it entirely, that weapon's going to be added to the pool. And when it's added to the pool, we're all going to be happier for it. So Be excited about new weapons being added to the pool. Both of those weapons are very, very, very good, and that'll be very exciting to pull for those later down the road. So, by the way, as a side note for the folks that are watching here live on Twitch and the folks who are watching live on YouTube, we do have an update on when the ticket draws update. Finally. So all the ticket draws are updating next week. This means all of the holiday banners and any featured banners that ended before the 29th will be added into those pools. That means you will not see Vincent's new stuff, and you will not see Glenn and Matt's new stuff in those banners yet. But everything from the holiday banners, that means Matt's holiday sword, that means Cloud's holiday sword. What else was released during the holidays? All of those banners that were released during the holidays, holiday Garb, yep, are all gonna be in the ticket draws. So make sure that you're compiling and saving all your tickets for now. I wouldn't use them unless, again, if you're free to play and relatively new to the game, and by relatively new, I mean new within the last 6 to 8 months, just pull. Your account probably needs the extra weapons anyways, and you're probably better off pulling from a pool of smaller weapons. So focus on the smaller pool of weapons before new weapons get added to it. For everybody who's been playing this game since day one, like me as an example, anybody that says it's being updated at the end of this, which I think would be, what, Sephiroth? Yep. Angeal. Hold their tickets until then. Hold the silver and the bronze tickets. Hold your gold tickets until all these update. And then for the ones that aren't updating, just go ahead and use them. You're fine to use them, right? So like Aerith, Tifa, those guys are good to go. Red 13's good to go. Yuffie will have to wait because her holiday bell is going to get added into there, right? Etc. So just a little food for thought there. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, good banner though. Good banner. Skip for me, obviously, because I don't have crystals. It's a pretty easy skip for your boy.